Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're very disappointed with the Mandalorian Season 3 finale, but consoling ourselves with a game between Dogao playing as the Blue Aztecs and Hera playing as the Red Italians. Now while the players herd their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. The Aztecs are what I like to call a warrior monk civilization. Their monks gain 5 hit points for every tech that's researched, so a fully upgraded Aztec monk comes with a massive 95 HP compared to the generic 30 or 45. Now, to help with the gold cost of upgrading your monks, which is significant, any relics collected by the Aztecs do generate 33% more gold. Now, on the battlefield, to support their monks, all Aztec military units are produced faster, their skirmishers can be upgraded to get extra range and attack, and their infantry can be upgraded to get a massive generic +4 attack boost, which is great because the Aztec unique unit is the Jaguar Warrior, a medium infantry unit that comes with a pretty healthy attack bonus against other infantry. Now, to support Aztec military production, all Aztec villagers carry 3 extra resources right from the start of the game, and they do start the game, if you take a look at the top left of your screen, with 50 extra gold. So they basically get loom for free, or they can train 2 extra militiamen to harass and annoy their opponent from the very start of the game. Now, opposing Dogao as the Aztecs, we have Hera as the Italians in red, a cost-cutting civilization. Their their university technologies are cheaper, advancing to the next age is cheaper, and gunpowder units are all cheaper. Now, using these saved resources, the Italians can actually field 2 unique units. The first is the Genoese crossbow, a decent foot archer with a good attack bonus against cavalry. Not really expecting to see that in this game since the Aztecs do not have any cavalry. The second is the Condottiero. This is a quick-moving tanky infantry unit with not only a massive attack bonus against gunpowder units, but also added bonus armor against gunpowder units. Again, not too sure we're going to see that unit since Aztecs do not get gunpowder units like hand cannoneers, etc. Now, to make the Italian units tanky on the field of battle, all Italian foot archers except for skirmishers and their condottieri can be upgraded to get extra armor. And starting in Imperial Age, the condottieri can be trained in the Italian barracks, similar to how the Goths can train their Huskarl out of their barracks. Although, unlike the Goths, the Italians don't actually have to pay for an upgrade. It just happens automatically. No need to research anything remotely resembling perfusion. So those are our 2 civilizations. Let's take a look at the bases where they've spawned and see if any player is at any particularly advantaged or disadvantaged. Dogao, my goodness. If ever there was an open base to the north, medium wall up, but to the east and to the south of the portion of his base facing his opponent, completely open as this elephant slowly gets lured to his death, falls, and now gets harvested for his meat. Primary gold nice and secure in the back, though. Primary stone very much in the forward position off campus. Woodline very far away, but to the back. One that was a little bit closer. Surprised Dogao didn't decide to take that one. Maybe because it's forward facing. This one's a bit in the back of the base. He decided to go the extra little distance. Hera, on the other hand, primary gold very much exposed in the front. Primary stone nice and secure in the back. So basically a reverse of what we have in Dogao's base with the gold in the back and the stone in the front. Also very hard to wall off the portion facing his opponent. North, completely open. East, south, completely open. My goodness, what an absolutely open map. Forests also a little bit off campus, although the one to the forward facing position is a little bit closer. So overall, not too sure there's any major advantages or disadvantages. Both bases completely open. Let's take a look at the map. Fairly direct rush distance, not a lot of obstructions or forests or anything. There's a bunch of hills in the middle here, although no player here being Tatars means they just have the standard hill and elevation bonus. And yeah, I don't particularly favor any one base over the other. It looks like Dogao jack and lumber from the back portion of the forest here. We'll see if Hera notices. Hera just now discovering his opponent's base, sees the berry bushes, my favorite in the game. the lemon bushes with the pretty blue butterflies. Dogao, for his part, has already discovered the northern portion, the southern portion of his opponent's base. So both players starting to put out feelers, starting to find each other's resource lines, location of forest, and so forth. Hera first to hit Feudal, but not by much. 15 seconds ahead. Will Dogao garrison the villagers? Yes, he does. Oh, it looked like for a second he was about to lose the 2 goats. I don't think that was really Hera's intention, although why else would he go through town center fire? You never know. If that was his intention, he did not micro the goats well enough, and they return back to their Aztec flock. Let's take a look. Archery range going up for our Aztec at the same time as double bit axe. Hera looks like he already got double bit axe, walling his base off as best he can, and archery range also in the forward position. So it looks like he's creating a bit of a funnel in the back, using now a blacksmith that he's putting down, so that if the Dogao wants to engage into his base, he either has to go through a massive, lengthy wall off, or he has to engage through a choke point, a funnel strategy here where the town center will attack him. Dogao, for his part, looks like he wants to carve out a bigger chunk of the map. We'll see how that works out for him. Is he building anything else other than houses? No, Hera already has the 2 buildings he needs to go up to castle. Dogao does not, although Hera's resources are a little bit weaker. Lower, I guess, is the appropriate way to call them. And look at Hera. I thought he was going to make a funnel. No, decides to go full Mr. Yo, creating himself a nice little enclave in the middle of the desert here. By the way, let me know in the comments, have you noticed any noticeable difference to the game now that they've added a 5th rug to Arabia maps? I think it actually is one of the changes. Oh no, Hera here. Look at him trying to lure out, gets the goat. Again, gets the goat. But it returns back to the Aztecs. I think Hera's just trying to lure idle time. Trying to dangle this scout as bait. So far, has not really worked. So far, 0 kills to 0 kills at the 12-minute mark of the game. Hera is starting to get archer upgrades. Army supply identical, and the actual army composition identical. 4 archers in the original scout. Where is our Eagle Scout, by the way? Okay, so it's running around the map. Will it discover these archers? Doesn't have to. The archers to the north do, and now Hera's forces are sandwiched here. Although it does manage to get first blood, does Hera. Gets the Rambo award. But now he's starting to lose units as well. Although it looks like the Eagle Scout's going to die as well. Oh no, disastrous here for Dogao. 3 units for the price of 2. Looks like going to be a 4th. But does manage to get the scout. Reinforcements coming. Hera sidestepping the archer fire. His weaker archer moving to the back. But what that means is now there's 2 on 2. Let's see how this works out. Whether Hera will target the weaker archer. Although now they're both equally weak. I don't really know that any particular player here has the advantage. I mean, Hera got the extra kill. So in terms of just pure numbers, he's quote-unquote ahead. But look at the army he left behind. 2 of these units are on death's door. Together, they've got 10 HP. You know, go into your pocket, find a dime, maybe 2 nickels. That's the HP that these units have. And look at that archer, thought of firing on these units, thought better of it, and then doesn't. Dogao moving across the map, Hera moving across the map. Both players now have the structures. Dogao added a blacksmith to his wall off. And look at this chunk of map that he's carved off for himself. Just a little tip of map, although not fully walled off just yet. And Hera again, entering town center fire. Dogao making sure that he has to go the long way around, though. Surprised he ungarrisoned his villagers so quickly. At the same time, he is now moving around. Is Dogao with his archers. Kill count equalized. No civilian kills yet for either player. And Dogao does lose a villager. First civilian kill here goes to Hera. Oh man, not sure why Dogao wasn't garrisoning these villagers. I mean, take a look at his resources. He's buying food. He wants to go up to castle ASAP. He is very much ahead of Hera when it comes to food, but not by a lot, just a little over 100. And now Hera's trapped in here. Maybe this is why Dogao didn't react so much, although lack of reaction means 3 villagers are now dead. Potentially a fourth if he's not careful. Oh, with his dying breath, this one hero archer does manage to fire an arrow and kill another villager who now look at him on his back, melting into that hot Arabian sand. Kill count now 9-8 in favor of Hera, but look at that, 4 of those kills are civilians. So that is more than 10% of his opponent's economy. We'll see what kind of long-term ramifications that has. Age of Empires, in my opinion, very much a game of accrual, where small things like this, I mean, 4 villager kills at the 18-minute mark of the game, maybe 16, 17, whenever that villager was killed. Not exactly terrible. You know, losing 4 villagers maybe at the 5-minute mark of the game would basically force a GG probably. But at the 16 to 18-minute mark, not as impactful. That being said, not as impactful. Look at the villager difference is exactly 4 until dogao managed to kill this one villager. Hera, though, surprise, surprise. You've heard of a jack in the box. These are archers in the box. They pop out and decimate dogao's archers. Fantastic play by Hera. HP on one of these archers at half. The rest are basically at full health. That being said, in 18 seconds, our Aztec will be in castle, and he's got 3 barracks. He's pumping out Eagle Scouts. If your opponent is going archer units, Eagle Scouts, not a bad option at all. Base Pierce Armor of 2 means that with a few upgrades, these guys are going to be very, very tanky. And now that they're going to be Eagles, take a look at their Pierce. Oh, and he's upgrading the Pierce Armor as well. Now they're going to chase Hera's army away. Hera, though, what are you building in the middle here? And, oh, no, sorry, not Hera, dogao, with a very Hoang-like siege workshop. But Hera, not exactly easy pickings. Archers are now crossbows, but now they're dealing with Eagle Warriors. Take a look at their base Pierce of 3. And now it's 3+2. In 4 seconds, these Eagles are also going to move much faster. Look at that speed jumping to 1.26. So the better unit here going to dogao. Let's see how Hera reacts. He's building knights. Not a bad reaction at all, although continuing to still build crossbows. Second town center going up for him. Not a fan of this location, to be honest. I mean, some room for farms, get access to the wood, but take a look at this big hill. If your opponent parks any kind of archer units there, you might be in some serious trouble. That being said, his opponent at the moment is going pure melee. Oh, beautiful shot here by the mangonel. Unfortunately, even with the villager repairing it, not enough to fix it. Does end up losing it. And now he's going to lose the villager potentially. Oh, look at the villager trying to trying to block with a palisade. Looks like the eagles are blocking the villager's path. Oh no, the villager is back. A monastery coming out. Counters to counters to counters is the name of the game at the moment. Eagles to counter archers. Knights to counter eagles. Monks to counter knights. I don't know what. I don't know if you guys heard that sound. And look at Hera laming zebras. Oh no. No meat on these guys. They're just, oh, look how sad. Oh, poor zebra. Look at him. Oh, poor zebra. But fighting erupts. Villagers joining in on the fight as well. These are not, these are not Spanish villagers. I think the point of that was maybe to keep the eagles occupied while the crossbows tried to attack them. But the crossbows attack on a 7. No attack bonus against eagles whatsoever. Attack on a 7. This unit defends on a 5. So each crossbow bolt does 2 damage, meaning you need 28 crossbows right now to one-shot a villager. Oh, he does take a shot to the face though. Hera taking some pretty bad engages for now, although again should get this mangonel. I say taking some pretty bad engages, but our Aztec is losing a good chunk of his heavy units. But now the eagles are here. Hera, not too sure what he can do to respond to this. He is ahead 20% villager count, a 3rd town center. Love the location of this one. Nice and secure in the back. Our Aztec no indication that he wants to build anything other than military at the moment. He's not even building villagers, going up to 19 eagles. He's got 14 villagers on gold. We'll see if he starts upgrading some of these monks. Remember, every tech that's researched for these monks, doesn't matter if it's sanctity, doesn't matter if it's fervor, doesn't matter if it's something even crazier like faith, does add 5 HP to those warrior monks. Mark it in the back of the base. What are the upgrades on these guys? No attack upgrades just yet. Dogao literally focusing on production of eagles. Remember, with the April patch, the cost of eagles went from... Oh, did he get that, or was that knight injured from before? I don't know if he actually got... Oh, here we go. Here we go. So the cost of eagles has gone up from 20 food, 50 gold to 25 food, 50 gold, which doesn't sound like much. You know, 5 extra food per unit. But when you consider the fact that that's a 25% increase in the cost... By the way, Dogao's movement with these eagles is absolutely fantastic. You have to be very careful. The knight, even at the base model, without husbandry, without any kind of augmentation, still outruns an eagle with supplies. Look at that, 1.35 to 1.26. So micro on eagles, especially when your opponent is going cavalry, very much important and very impressive here out of our red Italian. What am I talking about? Out of our blue, out of our blue Aztec. Our red Italian is huffing it the hell out of the base here, going very, very far north. But Dogao not falling for this. 1 eagle is enough to deal with this. Let's see what Hera does once he literally reaches the edge of the world. Oh, the horse's butt gets poked, and the knight dies. 29 army supply to 12. Look at Hera. Look at Hera's villager count, 66 to 48. I don't know that I necessarily like this for Hera. Let me know what you think. Is he trying to play too heavy on the economy? These eagles, first of all, any kind of melee unit closing the distance with ranged units is bad. Ranged units are generally the weakest in the game, relying, of course, on their range. That being said, when you add on top of that the pierce armor of the eagles, 3+2, this is definitely not a unit you want closing in on your crossbows. Hera might want to prepare some kind of meat shield for these crossbows. I mean, knights are good, but knights are expensive, and Hera is broke. He is baroque as a joke. 22 villagers on food, only 2 on gold. I mean, the gold is not being attacked at the moment. The stone is. But look at Hera. Just enough for a castle. This poking and prodding by the eagles a little bit too late. Another mangonel falls. Finally, a second town center for our Aztec, who is still down 22 villagers. The question is, does he care? Does he actually care? He is buying stone, so I'm only 100. I'm assuming we're going to see another town center. This is what I was talking about in the early part of the game. You know, the general fun Italian units that we like to see, the condottieri, the Genoese crossbows. Not too sure they're going to be that effective here against swarms and swarms of eagle. Remember, one is designed to counter cavalry, one is designed to counter gunpowder. There's that town center. Decent location. Next to the gold, the wood, lots of space for farms. Not exactly designed to counter eagle warriors, who are now finally getting attack upgrades. That being said, eagles are not exactly the... these are not Mayan eagles with El Dorado. They are stuck at 55 HP, so not exactly the tankiest unit in the game. And now there's a castle up. Of course, no murder holes. So the eagles can close the distance. Synchronized poking, my favorite in the game. Oh, it's so pretty to watch. It is so pleasing on the eyes. Hera is at almost a third of the army supplies of his opponent. Now monks are out. Oh no, did he venture too close to the Aztec monks? Okay, he does manage to escape. Not that those converts would have been ideal. This is the exact moment Hera decides I'm getting wheelbarrow from a town center that's under attack. Oh, one villager trying to hold the line, trying to repair. Is Hera trying to play a little too greedy? Is he trying to hold the line until he can get out a unit composition, an army composition that he wants? Let's see how the game progresses, but for now, dogao is really, really punishing Hera's macroeconomic greed. 92 villagers to 68 is a 24 villager difference. That is literally what, 35-40% difference in villager count? But take a look at army supply. He is almost 3 times, like 2.5 times the army supply. Okay, Eagles take a bad shot from the mangonel. Where are the monks? Where the heck are the monks? Still only on 30 HP. So no upgrades whatsoever on these monks. And now the villagers are moving in. Okay, crossbows being converted. 1 monk does die. 2 crossbows are converted. Will the villager get the mangonel? No, he will not. And now Hera. It's his turn to have his mangonels attacked. Does lose it, but in exchange for 4 eagles. Oh, not exactly a cheap loss there for Hera. Or for dogao. Or cheap get for dogao. What does the infrastructure now look like? So, okay, so just still the same monastery, still siege workshop. This town center does collapse. Doesn't really matter. There's another one being built to the north. Hera quickly jumping back up to 3. The problem is his primary gold, like we saw, like I mentioned in the beginning of the game, and we saw in the beginning of the game, very forward facing, as is his tertiary gold, which basically only leaves his secondary gold to mine, which is almost mined out. 600 gold only. Hera has to make a move, and he's got to make a move right now, and he is doing it. Not so cowardly lion. Although I thought he was heading for the gold. No, he is heading for a big, juicy castle. Will Blue see this? He sees the villagers moving forward. No, Hera decides to relocate. But the Aztec villagers are moving forward. They see the castle. The eagles are pivoting back. But maybe this is mission accomplished for Hera. Even if he doesn't get this castle up, or even if he gets it up and it has bad HP from taking attacks, he has managed to stall all of the aggression. Look at this. Our Aztecs' entire army is gone. Hera is free to mine the gold if he wants to. Maybe pull some of the villagers from food and send them to mine gold instead for now. Eagles have busted in through the weaker palisades. Or maybe the gate just opened. Yikes. Doesn't look like this is fully walled off. Oh, what a bad situation here for Hera. Although 96%, this castle will still go up, right? Are there any villagers building it? No, my God, look at how it stopped at 96.94. Oh my God. Oh my God, what an absolute sour development. But Hera, not a man to do things in a small way, sending 8 villagers to complete the last 3% of the castle. But look, the Aztec sees this. Map vision, very important. He sees it. He knows the villagers are coming. He knows there's no way he can stop all of these villagers, or maybe he'll try, but all they need is a few pokes and prods. A few click, click, click of the hammer. Right-clicking, right-clicking, right-clicking. The castle goes up. But look at the gal with the game sense. Saw those villagers moving across. Thought, you know what? I probably cannot take on this many villagers with knights to intercept. So I'm just going to get my own counter castle. There's a ram from a emergency siege workshop here, but that ram is exposed. Oh no, and now the eagles are swarming. HP dwindling on them. The Hera evicts the villagers. But at the same time, look at Hera pushing out with his knights. He wants to lame these 2 relics. And look at this. That's what I was talking about. It doesn't even matter if the castle goes up for the rest of the game. Even if it falls at the moment, mission accomplished, because he's back to mining gold. These 17 gold miners are the only gold miners he has in the game. Catches an errant monk who for some reason chooses this exact moment to spawn and leave another one. The action very much pivoting back to the front of dogao's base. What an absolute brilliant move out of Hera. What an absolute brilliant move. This is a good amount of resources he's investing into here, but I think he knew if he didn't secure gold, he would have been dead by now. It would have been GG. Now, the question is, why didn't he take this gold? Why did he now put this pressure on here? Because this gold is much more secure. This gold's out in the middle of nowhere. He can't really mine it in a safe, comforting way. And now it's dogao's turn for the maneuvers. He is sending one ram at a time. There's a petard as well. And every time the knights leave the castle, petard weakens the castle a bit more. Every time this Aztec ram leaves the castle, the knights have to come out. And every time they come out, they're taking fire from the castle. And they're also taking pokes and prods from the eagles. Although, take a look at army supply. In trying to thwart that castle, dogao has lost almost all of his military lead. And now there's knights inside his stone. He's so close to getting a castle up. He needs 39 more stone. Looks like a monk did manage to convert one of Hera's knights. Unless the Aztecs, while I wasn't looking, were able to gain stable technology in units. But now Hera has to be careful. His knights are very, very weak. And now there's 2 rams, nothing left inside this castle. But the question is it mission accomplished? Look at what the look at his upgrades. He's going full melee cavalry is our Italian. 8 knights, 2 more on the production tab, all thanks to that one castle maneuver. Again, credit where credit is due. What a brilliant move out of Hera. What an absolute baller move. At the same time, though, he is starting to lose his knights. More and more monks. 30 HP still, not a single upgrade on these monks. Quantity over quality, says our Aztec, who is now poking and prodding in one location. I was going to say 2, but no, just the one location. Still missing iron casting. Doesn't only has forging right now. Oh, and Hera, look at that, heading up to Imperial. I don't know if that's the right move for him. I'm not too sure. I mean, dogao's got the gold almost. Okay, right as I say that, he bought 22 eagles he's training. Dogao is absolutely going to swarm. We saw this happen with a game with between Hera and Hart. I think it was a week or so ago, where Hart went up to Imperial at absolutely the worst time, while Hera used that lag in order to absolutely explode his army supply. Dogao doing the exact same thing. Take a look at army supplies. 25-8. His forward castle is gone. A ram resting on his laurels, just hanging out in that hot Arabian sun. Looks like Hera tried to mine some of this gold. Looks like he got about 250 of it. Counter castles for everyone. 28 army supply to 11. And dogao also has the villager lead. And now he's got the resources for Imperial. Will he go up? Yes, he is. Needs to get the second attack upgrade. Oh, monk moving a little bit too slow. Both players have the exact same range and attack on their castles. Eagles pivoting south. Oh no, Hera with a few idle villagers here. What are you guys? Where are you going? Are you lumberjacks, or are you designed to build something? He doesn't really have the wood. Oh my god, Hera doesn't even have the wood to build a mill. Yikes. Now he does, since he sold stone and food and bought wood. This is a very ballsy move here by Hera. He knows about this outpost, but he's got 6 knights. At the same time, Eagles ransacking whatever they can. Only 8 kills for them. Oh no. But now with the castle here, Hera can just basically run away. Condottieri! No attack bonus against Eagles whatsoever. As you can see, gunpowder plus 10. And look at that, infantry armor plus 10. I think that's the unique armor for countering gunpowder. Oh, this is going to be an uphill battle, and now Jaguars are out. Did he see the Condottieri? Our Italian is pivoting in a big way, building 11 of them. Now Hera's leading these Aztecs on a merry chase, but the Aztecs not falling for it. Castles continue to attack. Yeah, I'm absolutely surprised that Hera tried to take this gold. absolutely surprised. He knew there was an outpost here. The outpost is gone, but now there's a castle. And I think dogao knows that right now, if he can deny the gold, which, by the way, again, denying the tertiary gold of his opponent, he doesn't have to mine this gold. As long as Hera doesn't mine the gold. As long as Hera doesn't have the gold to produce those powerful, heavy units. Oh, wow. What an absolute slaughter in 20 seconds. These guys are going to be elite Eagle warriors. They are raiding over here as well. Oh, no. So, yeah, as I was saying, you need to make sure your opponent doesn't mine this. Hera's got 2 trebs. Where's the second one? Are they both here? No, just one here. Where the heck is the second treb? Okay, we'll keep an eye out. For some reason, oh, there it is. Built from the castle in the middle of the base. Aztec Eagle Warriors doing what they do best, but they need more armor. A minute away it is, which means for now they're taking a bit more damage than they really should. Condottieri streaming forward. What's their movement speed, by the way? 1.32 to the 1.43 of the Eagles. Looks like the ram here from our Aztec has also been destroyed. Hera has no stone. These villagers are just standing there watching, not able to do anything as their precious castle does get demolished ball by ball, and now it falls. Oh, I love that animation. Oh, what a beautiful animation, but what a sour move here, or a sour development for Hera. Wow. Wow, dogao and Hera both pulling out the absolute crazy tactics in this game. What an impressive, super fun game. Number 1, the laming of the gold by dogao. Number 2, the distraction castle by Hera. Again, I don't think he actually intended to do very much damage with the castle that he had here. What he did want is access to this gold. And then number 3, the just overwhelming by Eagles of our Aztec. Take a look. 44 army supply to 29. Upgrades actually better for Hera, to be honest. +4 attack, +1 melee against +1 attack, +2 melee. So I'm not too sure that these upgrades are... Yeah. I don't know, actually, who... Let's take a look who would actually win between a Condottieri and an Eagle Warrior. Let's take a very quick look. These guys attack on a 14. They have a no bonus, so neither unit has a bonus against the other. Attack on a 14, defend on a 2. So 12 damage per shot. 60 means exactly 5 attacks kill an eagle. Okay, so 5. On the other hand, the eagle's currently attacking on a 10. These guys have 2 armor, which means they have 8 damage. 10 minus 2. This unit has 80 HP, which means the eagle needs 10 shots to kill this Condottieri. Or Condottiero, I guess, if we're focusing on 1. So overall, not a bad switch to Condottieri. They're also not that slow. 1.32 is not that much slower than 1.43. So, wow, what a fun move. Although, if we're talking about attack bonuses, take a look at this guy. +10 attack bonus against any kind of infantry. So once these Jaguars who move at an incredibly molasses-like 1.1 catch up to this army, then it's a different dynamic. But Eagles versus Condottieri, the Condottieri take that. The problem is there's no more gold for Hera. And even though he is the Italians, even though he does have access to things like Cavalier, and even though gunpowder units are 20% cheaper, with 100 gold, plus how much is left here? 91 and 60, so 150. So 260 gold is not enough to do anything, even with 2 trebs out. No more stone for castles. And like I said, the Italians can build Condottieri all the live long day from their barracks, but Hera's only got 2 barracks and 86 wood. Not even enough to build an extra barracks. Meanwhile, our Aztec secured this gold pile, And that's basically all she wrote. Once those run out, he's going to secure this one as well. I mean, unless Hera destroys this castle. But with this many Eagle Warriors out, you best believe, oh, look at them. They're heading. You know exactly where these Eagle Warriors are heading. You can draw a straight line from where they are right now to the top left of your screen to the bottom right of your screen, and they will just absolutely wreck this treb. Then they'll move on to wreck this treb. These are not Spanish villagers with supremacy. These are not Incan villagers with blacksmith upgrades. These are just basic loom villagers. And so, wow, what an absolute game. That was that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. 160 Eagles, almost 50 Knights. Hera just dipping below his usual 200 APM at 197. Dogao not that far behind. Economy, I'm going to be in shock if Hera has even anything remotely close to the gold count. I mean, it doesn't hurt that 3 relics added another 2,000. This is 6,000 almost difference in gold, which is absolutely crazy. All the other resources pretty much even. An extra, what is this, 2,000 wood for Dogao, an extra 1,500 or so, 1,300 food for our Italian. And what is this, another castle, almost 2 castles worth of stone difference? Maybe a castle and 2/3? Wow. Wow, that extra gold. 171 kills for our Aztec. Did kill 81 villagers. No surprise there with all the raiding that the Eagle Warriors are doing the entire game. As we saw on the mini-map, Hera killed more and more military because he only killed 29 villagers. And wow, from start to finish, from archer, basic feudal age archer wars to crossbows versus Eagle Warrior to elite Eagle Warriors versus Knights, Condottieri are out. And as we saw, they are currently the better unit right up until the moment these guys catch up. What an absolute awesome underrated unit that Jaguar Warrior is. If your opponent is going infantry, that Jaguar Warrior is basically a godsend for you. But ultimately, Dogao outmaneuvers Hera. Hera tried. Oh, I'm going to say it for like the millionth time. I love that distraction castle. And then, oh my God, it was 97% done. How sour was it for Hera that he had to send 8 more villagers across the vast expanse? They had to pass by dead it looks like oxen. They had to pass by Eagle Warriors, but finally they made it. They defended as much as they could. The Knights, the villagers against rams, against eagles. But ultimately, Hera just could not withstand the outmaneuvering here by Dogao, who lamed all the gold on the map. Hera basically brilliant play so that he could mine out his primary gold, which he almost, usually when a player doesn't mine the resources, I make a note of it. But 150 gold left out of all of those patches of gold is basically mined out. Condottieri here as well, defending against Eagles. Look at them. They don't know it, but they are brothers in arms for our viewing pleasure. Wow, epic game out of both players. But in all zero-sum games, there must be a winner, and in this case, Dogao takes the W. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.